Beth and Rip were left with far too much responsibility for what Episode 10 suggests, because Yellowstone Season 5 gave a beautiful sneak peek at what might happen to them if John Dutton III survived. The characters played by Kelly Reilly and Cole Hauser have been in love at the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch since they were young, and in the Yellowstone Season 4 finale, they eventually got married after years of courtship. However, a conventional happy ending is not the only possibility for Beth and Rip. The future of the ranch is uncertain, since the two have too much responsibility now that John Dutton III has met his demise. Part 2 of Episode 10 of Yellowstone Season 5 flashes back to Rip's Texas days. In the Part 1 conclusion, the Yellowstone foreman made his way to the Lone Star Estate, and his wife quickly caught up with him. Instead of setting up a tent to see her husband, Beth charmingly kidnaps him and secures them a hotel room in Amarillo when she pays Rip a visit at the 4-6's ranch. Beth was pleasantly delighted by Texas while she was there. Yellowstone gives a sneak peek at Rip and Beth's life outside of Montana at the hotel Speakeasy. As the couple embraces in bed in Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 10, Beth says it's their first time leaving Montana together. It's the first time Rip has ever been out of state, he tells his wife. Rip responds that he has never been to the beach when Beth asks him if he has. When Beth thinks of their life outside of Montana, she tells her husband to picture what they could do together if they weren't bound to the ranch. Beth is reminded by Rip that he made that decision. In one instance, Beth is stopped by a police officer as she is driving in to surprise Rip. Although they notice that she has been speeding, the officer lets her go with a warning, mostly for Beth's safety, and a thank you for her husband's actions, after Beth calmly explains that she is on her way to meet him at the 4-6's ranch. Beth was astounded by the Texas officer's appreciation for her family's company. Beth also observes that the motel is devoid of tourists. The couple's perfection in Texas's cowboy area is thus demonstrated in Yellowstone Season 5. The couple's fate rests in Montana's Paradise Valley, at least for the time being, even though the apocalypse of change teases how ideal the cowboy and his wife are in the great state. To keep the property safe, John Dutton needs his daughter by his side. Even after his death, Beth is still in danger. Since she and her brother Case are the only ones remaining to defend John's legacy, the ranch is in greater need of Beth than ever. Reilly's character refers to the property as the Alamo in Season 2, implying that Beth has already become trapped there. Beth is aware of her situation. Since he impeached John in the Yellowstone Season 5 Part 1 finale, Jamie, Beth's adopted brother, has been actively fighting against his adopted family, and Beth must defend the ranch from him. To become governor and restore the lease from Market Equities Airport, Jamie is collaborating with Sarah Atwood, Don Oliveri, and Beth Atwood's son Matthew on the Earth side, Galdaneth and Karth on her left and right. As a result, Beth and Rip represent yet another branch of the Dutton family tree in Yellowstone that has to defend their ranch against trespassers, such as Jacob and Kara in 1924. It's hard to picture Yellowstone going on without Hauser and Reilly's characters if the show intends to continue with Season 6. But if Yellowstone Season 5 Part 2 is laying the groundwork for a sequel, it's easy to picture Rip and Beth at its core, continuing the Yellowstone Dutton tradition outside a Big Sky country. There's a remote possibility that Case and Monica will take over the ranch without Beth and Rip after everything has settled down following Beth and Jamie's Yellowstone conflict. Without Reilly and Hauser, it's uncertain if Luke Grimes and Kelsey Asbill could carry on the plot. The couple knows exactly where to go if they decide to leave Montana. In Episode 10 of Yellowstone Season 5, Beth expresses her admiration for the wonderful state of Texas. Beyond the lack of tourists, Beth hopes to emulate the 4-6's business strategy. Beth and Rip might go south to establish a new Dutton Ranch location in the Lone Star State if everything at the ranch calms down and Case is able to run things independently. Even still, it's difficult to see them anywhere than the Dutton Ranch. In any case, they must save it first.